Hi, my name is Laura Wogozogen. I'll be your math instructor this semester. Our course is called Stat C1000H. It's an Introduction to Statistics and it's an honors level course. It was formerly called Math 110H, and you'll notice that both those names kind of get used throughout our Canvas course as we're transitioning to this new name. So just be mindful of that. Also at the top, you'll notice that my office is listed as well as my email address. And then our office hours for spring are listed. They're both on campus and on Zoom. So definitely be mindful that both are available to you. Below this, we have our course description, a recommended textbook, and then our required material. So required, we do need to have access to Canvas, which we all should have. We need to have a scanner or a scanning app. I use Adobe Scan. It's free. But I know a lot of the phones have embedded programs in them now, so definitely use whatever you can, but we need to be able to upload assignments and exams as PDF files and making them a single PDF file. Graphing calculators or app is the other thing that we need, and it's discussed more below. And you need to either have printed or downloaded class notes. I will have some printed notes available outside of my office that you can stop by and pick up. You also need to have paper and pencils or a tablet and a stylus. So below this, we have prerequisite student learning outcomes and course measurable objectives. Definitely take some time to read through those on your own. The next topic we want to look at is homework. And so homework's assigned weekly. It's going to be assigned either through MyOpenMath or through worksheets. Online homework uses a free program called MyOpenMath or MOM, which is embedded into Canvas. All homework assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. on Thursdays for each week, unless otherwise stated. The assignments are listed on our course schedule, which is the very last page of our syllabus. No late assignments are collected, and I want you to realize that assignments are going to be open for at least a week before they are due, so make sure you get an early start on them. Online homework problems can be reattempted until you get them correct, and make sure that you have a good understanding of them because it will help with part of your exam and also quizzes. If you have any issues opening MyOpenMath, the best thing to do is to clear your cookies and your history on whatever device you're using. For written homework, work needs to be clear, completed in your own handwriting, and uploaded on Canvas as a single PDF file. Make sure to complete homework assignments using the same methods, wording, notation, formulas, everything that we use in our class. And if you're having any trouble with homework and you need to get help, I would talk to other classmates that you have in your class. Visit ASAC, which is discussed below, and it's a free tutoring center. Or you can stop by office hours either on campus or on Zoom to get help. Homework is going to count for 5% of your grade. The next topic we have here is lecture videos and notes. Each chapter is going to have at least one lecture video that has to be watched in the entirely, and it's also going to go along with those lecture notes that you have. Your lecture notes need to be completed by hand and not typed. So as you're watching that lecture video, it's going to be just as if you're sitting in class and the instructor is writing on the whiteboard, but instead for you, it's showing up on your device, and you're just going to be copying down what you see. You can either use a tablet, you can print them. Again, there's some notes available outside of my office, so you can stop by and pick them up. Or if you wanted to do line paper, you could, but again, all that stuff that I have typed up for you already, you would have to also rewrite. So it's a lot of writing that you would have to do. And then also, all notes, including graphs and tables, must be completed by hand in order to receive credit. Lecture videos need to be watched using the Canvas link for credit. Throughout the lecture video, you'll be asked questions to check for your understanding. And the last question for all the videos is going to ask, did you watch the entire lecture video? Make sure to select yes so that you earn your points for watching this lecture video completely. The pre-recorded lecture videos are worth 5 points each, and lecture videos will need to be completely watched by Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. unless otherwise stated, and your completed chapter notes again need to be handwritten, and those are due by Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. Each completed chapter note is worth 15 points and must be completed by hand and not typed. Lecture videos and also your chapter notes are going to count for 5% of your grade. And then also note that if you needed to go back and rewatch any of the lecture videos, you can. There is a YouTube link provided in our course orientation Start Here Canvas module, that first module that is on Canvas. The next thing we have is discussions. There's going to be one weekly discussion. This is going to require you to post and also respond to at least one classmate's post. Directions and grading for each of these is going to be included in that discussion post for you to read before you can begin it. And these are going to be due by Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. And make sure that you realize that you have to respond also, post and respond by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. This counts for 5% of your stats grade also. Quizzes. We are going to be using My Open Math chapter quizzes. So it uses the same program that we use for homework. So make sure you complete your homework before. The difference between the quiz and the homework is that quizzes are going to be timed, and they're also going to only allow you to try each problem once. And so with this, you need to make sure you have time to sit down. You cannot start and stop it. So you need to have, and before you start, it will give you a message saying exactly how much time you have. They're usually between about 30 and 45 minutes. Quizzes are going to open on Tuesdays at 8:30 a.m. and they need to be completed by Friday at 11:59 p.m. unless otherwise stated. Failure to complete the quiz by the due date will result in a 0. Again, quizzes are open and all assignments are open for quite a bit of time, so make sure not to procrastinate and to get an early start on the material. The next thing on here is projects. We're going to have 3 individual computer projects. The program that we're going to use is StatDisk. This is a free program, and they're due by 11:59 p.m. on the dates listed on our schedule, which again is that last page. They need to be uploaded as a single PDF file, and details about them will also be given on Canvas. The other thing to note with this, you have about a month-ish to get through each of these projects. So lots of time. Again, do not procrastinate and reach out when you need to. Exams and final exams. We are going to have 3 exams. They're given on our schedule. Again, that last page. And part 1 is going to be on My Open Math. And then the second part is going to be handwritten and uploaded as a PDF file. You can either handwrite on paper or you can handwrite on a tablet with a stylus. All work on exams needs to be completed using the same vocabulary and approach and methods as discussed in our class notes and textbook. Additional information will be given prior to the exams, and the exams are going to count for 30% of your stats grade. Exams will be open for a 36-hour window from Thursday at 8 a.m. until Friday at 8 p.m. and must be taken during this time. So make sure you know this and you set up some time to be in a quiet location that has good internet access so you can take your exam. A cumulative final exam will be open also for a 36-hour window. It's going to be open Tuesday, June 9th at 8 a.m. until Wednesday, June 10th at 8 p.m. More information about the final will also be posted on Canvas during week 15. The final is worth 20% of your grade, and it does cover all chapters, chapter 1 through 12 of the material that we're going to be studying. Any special test taking needs that you have, if you're part of our access program, definitely send me your accommodations so I can make sure that those are met early. The grade distribution is given here for you to look at. Just remember that in order to pass, you do need to have a C- or higher for your grade, since this is a college level course. We have our ASAC, or Academic Support and Achievement Center, listed here. This is a free in-person and online tutoring for Mount SAC students. The hours are listed, and also a link for more information on how to sign up. Absence and drop policy. This is a little different since we do meet asynchronously. One absence is going to be counted as not completely watching a lecture video, or completing one discussion, or completely uploading your lecture notes. So if you have more than 4 absences, you'll be dropped automatically. And then also, if you fail to communicate with me before the start of an exam that you will not be taking an exam, you will also be dropped. Make sure you realize that those exams are open for a 36-hour window. And again, the earlier you get them done, the better. Below this, you will also see the last day of drop without a W and with the W there is listed. So keep those dates in mind. Below this is Canvas resources. So if you have any issues with Canvas, definitely reach out to get help. Instructor contact. So expect a 24-hour response time Monday through Thursday and up to a 48-hour response time Friday through Sunday. Comments left on assignments will not be read, so make sure to email the professor or use Canvas inbox if you have any questions. Again, comments left on assignments are not read, so make sure that you email me if you have any questions or concerns, and you can also use Canvas inbox. In addition, there is a link for our Zoom office hours, which is on our homepage. And then I also included the Zoom meeting ID and passcode on your syllabus to have just in case. Our calculator is a big expense if you buy a physical calculator. However, there are apps that are a lot cheaper or even free depending on your device. Here are my suggestions. Definitely read this over and reach out if you have any questions. Student honesty. So you're expected to do your own work on exams and quizzes. If you are caught cheating, you receive a score of 0 on the entire assignment. So this means remember that your exams are given in 2 parts. So if you're caught not doing your own work and cheating on part 2, you are also going to receive a grade of a 0 for part 1 since it's the same assignment. You also need to be using the same approaches used in our class notes, and a grade of 0 is given if you're not using the same notation and the same methods. So make sure you are studying our material and our way of learning it versus something that's online. So plagiarism, and again, going through all the different academic dishonesty things are listed here. And also I want to point out that this class is going to use an AI detection program on anything that you submit. So definitely be mindful of this and don't use the AI to be doing the work for you. Below this is student conduct. So definitely make sure you're nice to everybody, either on Zoom and discussion boards, and also with myself in regards to emails and Zoom. Email etiquette, make sure you introduce yourself. This is the only section of honors that I have this semester, so you can just say you're in the honors class so I know. And then if you're asking a question, best thing to do is include a screenshot of it, and then also state what part you were confused on. If you are not part of Access, then there's information there that you can look over and contact to get part of those accommodations met. Definitely once you have them met, make sure you send it to me so that I can make sure the accommodations are met on my end. The very last page is our schedule, and you'll notice that this is broken down by the weeks, and it has the lecture videos that need to watch, the material that's covered, and then if you notice for week 1, you have homework 1, quiz 1, and discussion 1. It looks almost identical for every single week, except for if you look at week 5, we have a project due on the 26th and an exam 1. Remember, those exams are going to be open from Thursday at 8 a.m. until Friday at 8 p.m. for that week. So the exams are all listed on here, as well as project due dates. And then the very last row is going to be our finals week, which is our week 16. And for us, the final exam is going to be open June 9th at 8 a.m. and it closes June 10th at 8 p.m. So be mindful of these times to make sure that you have a quiet location to work at and no distractions and good internet. So this is our statistics honors course. If you have any questions, again, please email or use Canvas inbox, and I look forward to getting to know all of you this semester.